Okay, so today concept is jQuery. So jQuery is a JavaScript library. jQuery is a JavaScript library. And this is used to make it much easier to use JavaScript on our websites. Okay, this is used to make much easier to use JavaScript on our websites. The main advantage of jQuery is Angular plus I will teach you, and Angular 2 also I will try to explain. Okay. Okay, so this is used to make it much easier to use JavaScript on our websites. The main advantages of jQuery is advantage. jQuery is lightweight. jQuery is lightweight and write less, do more. Write less and do more. Okay, so write less and do more. Write less, do more means we can write less code. Write less code by using jQuery. And do much functionality. But JavaScript is a fast and concise JavaScript library. Okay, so jQuery is a fast and concise JavaScript library. Is a fast and concise JS library. JS means JavaScript. In JavaScript library. So jQuery library means, okay, it means jQuery library means okay, so return number of functions, number of JavaScript functions written in JavaScript function in single JS file. Okay, single JS file, that is JavaScript file, written in single JavaScript file called jQuery library. Okay, so number of functions in written number of functions in JavaScript in single file, that is JavaScript jQuery library. So the main difference between JavaScript and jQuery. Difference between JavaScript and jQuery. So first of all, JavaScript is a scripting language. JavaScript is a scripting language, and it was developed for use within a web browser. It was designed to use within a web browser, and JavaScript is used for interface interactions. Is used for interface interactions and slideshows and other interactive components. Used for JavaScript is used for interface interactions and slideshows and other interactive components. Components are typically done using JavaScript. And JQuery is simply a specific library of JavaScript code. JQuery is simply a specific library of JavaScript code. Okay, all JavaScript functions written in a single file, that is called JQuery library. And there are many other JavaScript code libraries such as MooTools, but JQuery has become the most popular because it is so easy to use and extremely powerful. And JQuery features. jQuery features is, first one, HTML DOM manipulation. And second one, CSS manipulation. Third one, HTML event methods. And the fourth one, effects and animations. And fifth one, Ajax. Okay, so this Ajax is very important concept in jQuery. Okay, Ajax is very important concept in jQuery. So by using Ajax, we can interact with the database. Okay, we can interact with the database, like to save the data in the database, or to read data from database. Okay, so Ajax is main important concept to do the database manipulations. So jQuery is the most popular and extendable framework, and we need to download jQuery library from jQuery.com website. Okay, so here there is a libraries for jQuery. Okay, for JavaScript, no need to download any library. Directly we can use JavaScript in the browser. But for jQuery, okay, all JavaScript functions written in one library. Okay, so that to use the functionalities of jQuery, compulsory we need to download jQuery library from jQuery.com website. Okay, jQuery.com. Okay, so okay, here you can find out the download jQuery library button. Okay, so click on this button. So downloading jQuery. So there is a two versions of jQuery available. That is one production and second one is development version. Okay, these are the two links to download the jQuery library. Okay, anyone we can download, either production or either development. Okay, anyone you can download. Okay, so maximum production version we can download. Okay, so jQuery 3.1.1.min.js file. Okay, so this is the present version of jQuery 3.1.1 version. So when you click on this link, the jQuery file is downloaded. And if you don't want to download the jQuery library, okay, if you don't want to download the jQuery library, but you want to use the jQuery library, okay, without download the jQuery, you want to use the jQuery library, jQuery functionalities, you can use CDN. Okay, CDNs. CDN means content delivery networks. Okay, okay, CDNs, content delivery networks. So Google, Microsoft, CDN.js, CDN, and JS Deliver CDN. All these are providing latest version of jQuery hosted file. Okay, all versions support all versions jQuery libraries are providing, but present version. Okay, you can find out the current version of jQuery library in the script tag. Okay, if you open this link, Google CDN, or you can use open Microsoft CDN. Okay, they are providing a hosted library. Okay, so this is the path for jQuery library. ajax.googleaps.com, ajax libs jQuery 3.1.1 jQuery.min.js. So this is the file they are providing to use the functionality of jQuery. Okay, if you don't want to download the jQuery library, directly we can use script tag. Okay, you can use this script tag.
Sir,
No, yes.
you have shown different for different libraries for Google and Microsoft. When you're writing program, is any necessary to write particular?
No, same versions of library. I am showing same versions of library 3.1.1. Okay, and Microsoft also 3.1.1.js file.
Is there any difference between them?
No difference between these two websites. Okay, you can use any one.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so anyone we can use, either Microsoft or either Google or CDN.js, CDN also, or JS Deliver also. Okay, all providing same version of jQuery. Okay, here 3.1.1 core.js or jQuery.min.js. Okay, maximum we can use jQuery.min.js. Here also 3.1.1.min.js. Here also same jQuery.min.js. Okay, if you don't want to download the jQuery library, we can use CDN file. They are providing the same version of library. Okay, that is hostel library. Okay, so directly we can use the library. So first of all, we can see the syntax of jQuery. Syntax for jQuery. So the basic syntax is dollar symbol and two brackets. Between these two brackets, selector and dot action. Okay, so this is the sample syntax for jQuery library, jQuery code. So this is the dollar symbol. Okay, dollar symbol to define the jQuery. Dollar symbol to define jQuery and selector. Okay, the selector to find the HTML elements. To find HTML elements in HTML document. Okay, this is like get element by id, element by id in JavaScript. Okay, this is like document.get element by id in JavaScript. And third one is action. Okay, to be performed on the HTML element. Action to be performed on the HTML elements. Okay, what action we want to perform perform on the HTML elements, like animation or anything. Yeah, if you want to hide the button or you want to apply any animation for the HTML elements, okay, use that action name. Okay, use that action name here so that that animation is applied to the element. Okay, this is the HTML element. Selector means HTML elements. So for example, okay, when you click on the button, okay, for example, you have one button and you have one paragraph. So when you click on the button, you want to hide the paragraph. Okay, so for this sample example, create an HTML document. Okay, so take one paragraph and button. For paragraph p1 id, this is my sample paragraph. Okay, and input type equal to button and value equal to click on me to hide paragraph. Okay, and for button also id equal to btn hide paragraph hide p. Okay, so now HTML is ready. Now we want to apply the jQuery functionality. Okay, so now you can copy this CDN from Google. Okay, we can use Google CDN. Copy this script tag and paste here. Okay, so total jQuery path is here. So for example, copy this and open this library in the browser. Okay, so now you can find all the jQuery code. Okay, this is all jQuery code. Okay, so there is a number of functions in this library. So now use script tag and document dot ready function. Okay, so I will explain this document ready function after complete this example. So when you click on this button, okay, you need to hide the paragraph. For every statement in the jQuery, okay, use dollar symbol for every statement. Dollar symbol hash btn hide p dot click function. Okay, so actually jQuery, okay, attach this click event handler to this button in the runtime. Okay, so in jQuery in JavaScript directly we can use events button, events, on click event, okay, on mouse over, on mouse out, like that. Okay, we can use events to run the JavaScript function, but in jQuery directly we can apply the events, okay, events in the runtime. So when you click on this button, this event is worked and execute the remaining statements in the function. Okay, this is called one function. And dollar symbol hash p1. Okay, so this is the hide method in jQuery. This is the hide method in jQuery to hide the HTML elements. Okay, now run this example. Okay, so click on this button. Okay, so paragraph is hidden. Go to inspect and you can see this here. So paragraph, okay, this is my sample paragraph. So when you click on this button, okay, this function is executed and this is the action. Okay, hide is the action to be performed on the HTML elements. So this hide method internally applies style attribute. Okay, internally applied style attribute equal to display none CSS property. Okay, this CSS display none property, okay, hide the HTML elements, right? So this is also same like this. Okay, hide method internally apply CSS style display none property. So for this, okay, this is the library. Okay, in our jQuery library you can find this hide method. Okay, so this is the function. Okay, what we have written now, hide function. Okay, in library this is the function to hide the HTML element from here to here. So in jQuery this is the function to hide the HTML elements. Okay, but in normal JavaScript, you have to write like this: function my function, okay, and document dot get element by id and use p1 dot style dot display equal to none. Okay, so you can copy comment this and use on click event, okay, to run the JavaScript functions. Okay, in JavaScript we need to use events to run the JavaScript functions, but in jQuery no need to use events. Directly we can apply the event handler, okay, event handler from the code. Okay, so now same function is executed here. So click on this button, your paragraph is hidden. Okay, so this is the function in JavaScript to hide the paragraph. Okay, in jQuery no need to add the event to the button. Okay, directly you can call this event handler in the runtime. Okay, so next, document.ready function. Document.ready function. Okay, so this is the function to prevent any jQuery code from running before the document is finished loading. This is the function. Just copy this. Okay, so document.ready is the function to prevent any jQuery code from running before the document is and is finished loading. Okay, that means after complete the page loading, the total JavaScript code, jQuery code is ready to execute. Okay, so we need to wait for the document to be fully loaded and ready before working with it. Okay, after page fully loaded, we can work out. Okay, we can working with that code. We need to wait for the document to be fully loaded and ready before working with it. Okay, compulsory we need to wait for the page fully loaded. Okay, after that we can execute the jQuery code. Okay, so this is the function to prevent uh, any jQuery code from running before the document is finished loading. Okay, so that we can uh, okay, so that we can reduce the errors. And now, so one more thing is, here you can find one thing. Okay, in this function you can find out one thing. So here we used hash symbol and followed by id of the button. Okay, what is this? Okay, id hash button, okay, hash symbol and followed by id of the element. So in css, okay, we have selectors. Okay, right, in css we have selectors. Okay, how many selectors is there? Anyone?
Element selector,
Element selectors,
class selector,
id selectors, and
and
class
class.
selector. Okay, so we have three type of selectors: element selector, id selector, and class selectors. So just like in css, okay, we have that selectors in jQuery also. Okay, so we have selectors in jQuery also. Okay, same selectors: element selector, id selector, and class selector. Okay, by using these selectors, okay, uh, using selectors, manipulate the HTML elements, and the selectors are used to find out the HTML element. Okay, find out the HTML elements based on their ID. Okay, based on their ID, based on element name, or based on their class name. So selectors allows you to select and manipulate and manipulate HTML elements. Okay, selectors are used to find HTML elements based on their ID, element name, and class name. Okay, and here number of selectors is there, not like element selector, ID selector, and class selector. Based on attributes also we can find out HTML elements, and based on values also we can find out the HTML elements. So first of all, element selector. So first one, element selector. So the selector selects elements, selector selects elements, selects elements based on the element name. Okay, directly we can use element name. syntax, use dollar symbol, and if you want to find out the paragraph or div element, directly we can use element name. Okay, dot action. Okay, action to be performed on the HTML element. So for example, create one HTML document. Element selector. For example, we have one paragraph. Okay, same. This is my sample paragraph. Okay, and input type equal to button and value equal to click on me. Okay, to hide, click on me to hide. And id equal to btn hide. Okay, and second step is we have to call the jQuery library. Okay, okay, so if you want to use downloaded jQuery library, okay, not from CDN, so we have to copy the jQuery library. We download the jQuery library. Okay, so this is our jQuery library. Copy this one and paste our application folder. Okay, you paste our in application folder. Okay, so this is the jQuery library. Okay, so now we can use that library script tag and source equal to jQuery 3.1.1.min.js, type equal to text JavaScript. Okay, so like this also we can use. Okay, jQuery library we can use like this. Otherwise we can use CDN file. Okay, so now use script tag and document dot ready function. Okay, ready function. Here we have to use one selector, element selector. Okay, when you click on the button, we need to find out the button input. Okay, input tag and with the type equal to button, type equal to button dot click function. Okay, so input element. Okay, input element with the type equal to button. Okay, only that button is only clicked and remaining functionality p. Okay, dot hide. Okay, so this is the selector. Okay, find the all HTML elements. Okay, all p elements in the HTML document. So run this example. Okay, so paragraph is hidden. Okay, so this also same style equal display none property is applied. Okay, so like this we need to call input type button element with element selector and p. Okay, so this selector selects all elements in the paragraph. Okay, directly we use it here element selector, so that all p elements in the HTML documents is selected and hide. And the next one is id selector. id selector. So the id selector uses the id attribute of HTML element. id selector uses the id attribute of an HTML element id attribute of an HTML element to find the specific element. Find the specific element. The syntax is dollar symbol hash p1 dot hide. Okay, this selector id selector. Okay, for id selector we have to use hash symbol and followed by id of the element. Okay, to find an HTML element with a specific id, okay, write hash character and followed by id of the element. Okay, so find the all p elements with id equal to p1 in the total HTML document. So sample example, first we have done one example in sample.html, same like this. Okay, id attribute as symbol and followed by id of the HTML element, and this also same. Okay, hide the paragraphs in HTML document with id equal to p1. Okay, if you don't have id equal to p1, okay, so now paragraph is not hidden. Okay, so now compulsory need id. So that is called id selector and class selector. Third one, class selector. So class selector find element with a specific class name. This selector finds HTML elements with a specific class. With a specific class. Syntax dollar symbol dot my class. Okay, that is CSS class name. Okay, and dot hide. Okay, so this is class selector. So one example for class selector. Okay, so for example we have one div tag. Okay, so this div tag contains contains some example information. Okay, so this is the content in div tag, and input type equal to button and value equal to click on me to hide div tag and close this tag. Okay, so for class selectors, write some CSS properties. Okay, use style dot my class. Okay, this class for div tag, and height 200 pixels. Okay, div height to 200 pixels and width 200 pixels. Background color blue color. Okay, this is the color codes. Compulsory we have to use these color codes in real time. And the text color is white color. Okay, and the next one is dot btn class. So this is class for button. Okay, font size. Okay, button font size is 20 pixel, and the font weight bold. Okay, font style is bold, and font color, okay, red color. So now you can apply these CSS classes to these HTML elements. Class equal to my class. Okay, div class my class, and for button class equal to btn class. Okay, so for these two elements, okay, have CSS classes. Now you can copy this library and now script tag document dot ready function. Okay, and the dollar symbol. Okay, for class selectors, okay, use dot to find elements with a specific class. Write a period character. Okay, dot and followed by name of the class name, btn class. Okay, so this is the class name dot click event. Okay, when you click on this button, execute this function. Okay, so this is the function, and dollar symbol dot my class dot hide. Okay, so class based on class attribute and CSS class name, we can find the HTML elements and apply the animation or action on the HTML element. So now run this example. Okay, div tag with background color and text color and button. Okay, when you click on this button, div tag is hidden. Okay, same style equal to display none is applied internally. And like the selectors, we have dollar symbol and star. Okay, so this is the syntax to select all elements in HTML document. Okay, to select all HTML elements in the HTML document. And the next is this keyword. Okay, to select the current HTML element. To select current HTML element. Okay, the particular element. And also in this example directly we can call div.myClass. Okay, div element with the class name myClass. Okay, it selects the div element with the CSS class name myClass, so that div element and dot myClass. Okay, selects dl particular div element with the class equal to myClass. Okay, same functionality is working. Okay, so like this also we can call. So this is one selector, and one more selector is okay, here action. So this is one also selector, selects all elements with an href attribute. Okay, selects all anchor tags with an href attribute. So for example, you have three link elements. Okay, anchor tags. A href equal to google.com. Okay, go to Google, and one more href equal to Microsoft. Okay, Microsoft, and one more tag is okay, so Wipro. There is no href attribute here. Okay, so if you write like this selector, okay, if you write like this, selects all anchor tags with href attribute only. Okay, so selects only these two elements. Okay, not select this anchor tag because this element don't have href attribute.